Alrighty, welcome everybody to round two of the Trans Am International Championship today. This time we've gone to Montreal, Canada for the first of two Canadian races on the schedule. Later we'll be going to Trois-Rivières for what should be an even more chaotic race of what we have in store tonight. But as you can see from the skies ahead, it is definitely going to be a dark and gloomy day. Conditions might make tonight's race a little bit more difficult. Right now, final practice about wrapping up. 2 minutes left in that. We'll take a quick look at the qualifying, though, that happened during the warm-up sessions. The stream warm-up. Valentino Rossi is your pole sitter with his teammate Gustavus Adolphus is second, are alongside around a row run, so great qualifying for interdimensional racing. Eduardo Gonzalez and Anthony McClure running up row 2. Row 3 is going to be Ethan Mingalelli and Thomas Johnson tonight. Row number 4, George Ugarte and Hazel Albright, and Winty Wolf and Bryson Miller rounding out the top 10. After that, we have Larson, Dog, Brown, Orb, Gonzalez Green, Yee, LK Water Fountain, Yenri Zerus, Kalen Bevan, Lewis, and Oasis Water Fountain. That is your running order for today's race. Let's take a look down to the track, see what is happening right now. There's the Orb. He qualified a little bit towards the back of the field. He'll have a lot of work to do. He finished second just 1 week ago at Sebring, looking to back up a podium finish with another climb to the top, but he's going to have the way to go. And that's going to be our big area of contention today, as you just saw, as he has struggled with there. The Wall of Champions. There's enough runoff there to make a little bit more room if you want to get a good exit, but a little too much, and you'll find yourself in that wall. So that's going to be the big problematic area of today's race. Henry Rooster now 5th currently in happy hour. He starts further down the order. He's going to have a long way ahead of them. Giorgio Arte led a couple of the opening laps at Sebring 1 week ago. Unfortunately, pit crew issues sent him toward the back, so managed to get a top 10. He'll be looking for a little bit of redemption today. Yiffy Yi, we did not see much of him last week due to a retirement. We'll hope the better for him. LK Water Fountain currently fastest in happy hour right now. Qualifying did not go that Alfa Romeo's way. They're going to be starting off from the back foot tonight. Bryson Miller and Winty Wolf, both of them will be starting within the top 10 in today's race. Hazel Albright and Lewis Hamilton making their way down pit road. And there is last week's race winner, Thomas Johnson, in that number 94 Peugeot. We had a lot of concerns about how Peugeot would perform after the preseason test at Sonoma. Safe to say after Sebring, that is no longer the concern. They are easily the front runners in the championship. Now, granted, it's only one race, so we're only on race number 2 of 8. Still a long way to go to really see who's going to come out on top here. But for that Peugeot team, last week was a really good indicator of what this team could be capable of. First and fifth, if I recall correctly, both cars led quite a few laps today. Gustavus Adolphus, the second, we already know he's going to be starting second. He's one of the cars that we had penciled in last week. Unfortunately, got caught up in some chaos. He ended up finishing not where he wanted to, but he'll be starting second for today's race. Anthony McClure, the other Peugeot, we also saw him out in the front for quite a few laps the other day. And that is the wall. You don't want to do that. Do not do that. Or else, you don't want to do that. AGG, last week's pole sitter, ended up not having the day that he wanted after lap 1 struggle. Hazel Albright, their teammate, won the AM class last weekend, trying to see if Golden Empire can get 2 wins for the AM battle this race already. And that is most of the field. Happy hour is about rounding up. We're going to take a quick break, and when we get back, we'll be gritting up and getting ready to go racing.
Want to color a beautiful drawing with a set of crayons? Well, fuck you, it's all red! The new monochromatic crayon set. You want to draw a deep blue sea? Well, fuck you, it's a sea of blood! How about a nice sunny day? Too bad it's a red giant, you've all burned! You want to draw your favorite blue car? Well, fuck you, now it's a red car! And it's not going anywhere because all of the traffic lights are red too! Your dog is red! Your grandmother is red! Your stocks are all in the red! Fuck you, all red. Available now at Staples.
There's one right here. Plus, you know I love the tuba. It's one of my favorite instruments. Listen to this.
object. I defer. I find you both guilty of helping people for the ridiculously low price of $99.99. In today's broke-ass society, things are harder, so you need things cheaper. So I came up with Jones, cheap-ass prepaid legal and daycare academy. You are not the president. You don't need to make that type of money. You might need my legal services. You're just raising one kid, because I'm going to sue you. At Jones, we don't assess the legal fees after the case is disposed of. We make it prepaid. Prepaid meaning you need to pay before, just in case I need to invest the money in something else where you may need my services. And I'm going to spend it wisely, fighting for you. And if we can't get you out of child support, we'll provide you with our top-notch molester-free daycare services. We let them do whatever they want to do so that when you get them home, they go straight to bed. Which one of y'all, you little Santa Claus ain't coming to none of y'all? There's some books around here somewhere. Jones do a good-ass job of watching both mine and my grandbaby. Jones got for me auto insurance. Jones got me this big-ass check. Now, friends, you may ask yourself, how can he provide us with such cheap legal services? Well, here's a story about Toby and his baby mama. Hey, Toby, I need my money. I don't have no more money. That's because y'all keep messing up. Y'all keep doing crime. Because I gave it all to you to raise that one little baby you got. And I work from volume. So y'all continue to rob people and take stuff. It ain't your business what I do with the money. So please, come on down to Jones, cheap-ass prepaid legal and daycare academy. Well, it's a place where you can bring your children and get legal advice. Put your hand against the wall. My legal advice to you is don't have no more children. Go ahead and come to the website or give me a call on the new telephone number at 708-46-CASH-1. I'm on call 3 hours a day, 5 hours a week. You looking for who? No, Toby Jones don't work here. You got the wrong number.
Alrighty, welcome back. The field is gridded up, and we are getting ready to go. We should be going green here. Just a few moments' time, it's the interdimensional front row. Valentino Rossi is a pole sitter on that number 46 AM Mustang, and his teammate Gustav Zadolf is second in the pro number 14 Mustang, right alongside. Great qualifying by those two Fords to get themselves the front row lockout here today. 23 laps is the race distance. The clouds have only gotten heavier as the day has gone on, so not a lot of heat on the track, not a lot of grip to go around. That's going to be the big story for today. At this point, we're just waiting for the call to go green. Right here, on board with the number 14. They're going to have quite the view in turn number 1. They're just going to hope they can hold on to it when we get to go racing behind that official Dodge pace car presented by Dodge Ram. I'm running out of things to say. There's the command to go green. And the cars are fired up and ready to go here today, as we are officially rolling. An all-Ford front row, the Corvette of Eduardo Gonzalez there on the outside, the two Peugeots right behind the 14 on that inside. We saw a lot of speed out of the Peugeots back at Sebring 1 week ago. This qualifying right now tells me it'll be no different. We'll see if they can continue to keep up the pressure. The SCR Corvettes, you see two of them right there at the back on that outside line. Not really a great session for them in qualifying. One of them did get the way just shy of the top 10. I believe P11 was the spot there. So they have a little bit of time to go. The crowd is getting ready to go as we make our way here. Pace car is going to come in now. And we are about to go racing here in Montreal, Canada. It's going to be the interdimensional front row of both Fords. Valentino Rossi on the outside. Gustav Zadolf second on the inside. And we are green here at Montreal. Even start, all things considered. You see the orb in that black Mustang already peeking to the inside, trying to make a move into turn number 1 for the first time we go. All clean through the start. Already a little bit 3 wide, however. That is Bailey Dog getting a little bit of squeeze on the SCR Corvette. And there's a wreck behind. One of them is upside down. And that is the number 1 SCR of Hamilton on his lid. Safety car is out. Racing back to line. More trouble in the chicane. That's the number 3 of Winty Wolf. The number 01 of Yenry Zerus. Both of the other 2 SCR Corvettes involved in this as well. Chaos here off the line. One of the Peugeots of Thomas Johnson not off the line. Well, he's lost a couple positions, now fighting alongside the 33 of Ethan Mingalelli. But back out up front, it is Gustavus Adolphus second in first, Anthony McClure second, Valentino Rossi third, Eduardo Gonzalez fourth, Ethan Mingalelli rounding out the top five. Through this chicane they go now, the Orb catching a little bit of the curb, but he manages to hang on to it meanwhile. Bailey Dog gonna potentially might try to make a look down here into the hairpin as they make their way here to turn number 12. Bryson Miller peeking to the inside of George Uriarte. He can't get that move done. He'll have to hold off for now. Everyone else has gotten back rolling. You see heavy damage to that is Oasis Water Fountain. Started back in 21st for this race. All of his race is already in jeopardy. This looks like a bad hairpin. That was for Anthony McClure. He drops a couple places, but it will be Gustavus Adolphus II sliding out of the Wall of Champions corner, and he will take the yellow flag. Caution is out for a big incident off the start with Lewis Hamilton in that number 1 SCR, Corvette there. He's currently sitting. He's been towed over to the pit lane. Let's go ahead and take a quick look at the replay, see what we can find. A big incident off the line here. So there's Lewis at the back. Did not qualify well to start. Heavy traffic up. You see that 3 wide right there. That car gets contact with one of his teammates, but he gets tagged by the number 20 of Oasis Water Fountain. And I think that was Kalen Bevan that finished the job. He ends up upside down. And then what happened back here? A little further back. The 3 wide continues. Bailey Dog on the outside. She's got the 2 Corvettes low. And the Corvettes actually hit each other, and Winty Wolf goes around on his own collecting the 0-1, so a nightmare lap for the Scuderia Carmona Racing Team. All 3 of their cars involved in some form of incident off the line here. See, there's the number 3 with damage to that Corvette. The number 20, despite being the main car that triggered that opening incident there with the number 1 going upside down, he seems to be all fine. But there's Kalen Bevan right behind him. We see the heavy damage to the lid of that Corvette. He was the one that sent the 1 over. The 20 initiated the contact. The 11 finished the job. Not a great opening lap for any Corvette fan, really. We see again Rizerus with that Camaro coming out, trying to get some time back going. But it remains a Ford 1-2, just the positions have swapped between Rossi and Gustavus Adolphus II. And under our first safety car of the day here on lap 2 of 23, first safety car of the season. As right now, we're gonna take a look, see who wants to venture down pit road. It should be a 2-stop race tonight. Is the plan? Is the plan? So we'll see who opts to start at pit early to try and flip their strategies, or if anyone's going to stay on course as they make their way here to the Wall of Champions. And looks like not that many takers right now. The Peugeot will be the first to strike. That is Anthony McClure. He's going to go in and come down pit road. So does Ethan Mingalelli, one of the Gem Golden Empire cars. That is Hazel Albright. They've made their way down pit road. The Orb, Alexander Gonzalez Green, and after that I think it's mostly damaged race cars making their way in for repairs. So a couple of the front runners here, they're making the strategy call to come down pit road, try and play a different strategy game. Everyone else coming in for, hopefully, some repairs, some new sheet metal and some tape. Hazel Albright, I think that might have just been a 2-tire call there. Maybe not even. They'll be the first one out of pit road. It's a very long stop for McClure. I'm wondering if there could potentially be some sort of damage on the back end. It didn't look like it, but that was a very long stop for that Peugeot. He actually comes out behind some of the damaged race cars that were involved in that opening pileup. Actually, now I looked at it, yeah, it looks like there was some damage on the hood of McClure's car, so there might have been something wrong there. Anthony Mingalelli coming on out. And more trouble, that's Winty Wolf. He's gone off, exiting pit road. Even more problems for the number 3. That's quite an odd thing to see right there. So we are currently under safety car, currently waiting to check and see if the lights turn. If we do, we'll stay live. Sometimes with these road courses, the lights will come out about halfway around the circuit before we get the call that's going to be one to go. Not at the line quite yet. So right now, Gustavus Adolphus II leads in Pro. He's the leader of this race. His teammate right behind in P2 of Valentino Rossi leads the AM cars. He's got a competitor though right behind him, Eduardo Gonzalez, sitting P3. He's also in the AM class. You'll have to worry about him there. Pace lights are out. We will be going green this time by. See the now lone Peugeot, last week's winner Thomas Johnson sitting in P4, Giorgio Arte, right now in the top 5, and after that it's a slew of M cars to round out the top 10. So a chaotic start to this race here. I believe most of the field should still be in this race. We might have 2 retirements thus far. We know Lewis Hamilton, after his flip out of this race, I think one of the water fountains have also retired. But down the straightaway we go. We're going to get ready to go. Green flag racing here yet again. Still a Mustang 1-2. No changes there, apart from which Mustang is leading the race. As we make our way now to the Wall of Champions, pace car is going to pull in. Gustavus Adolphus II is going to lead us to the green in that Marlboro Ford Mustang. And as we make our way here onto the front straightaway, back under green we go. And already lots of jostling behind. That's Eduardo Gonzalez straight to the inside, trying to take the lead in AM from Valentino Rossi. He can't quite do it, though. The 46 does a good job at covering him off, but that might allow Thomas Johnson to take a shot at the podium. But Giorgio Arte, he's going to have a say on that. He tries to squeeze it 3 wide. He can't quite get in there, though. And that's another SCR car that's off. Another big one off the line. Yenry Zeyrus, and I believe, I want to say that was Yiffy Yi involved in that as well. He's still struggling off the track yet again. And safety car is back out. SCR is having a nightmare race so far. So still racing back now. Bryson Miller looking to see if he can get a move done on that number 24 Hangover Autosport Corvette of Giorgio Arte and that Moser, sponsored by Moser Racing. You got Bryson Miller right on his bumper. Bailey Dog right behind as well. Evan Brown peeking in. He won the AM Class 1 week ago back at Sebring. He's going to look to the inside of Bailey Dog. Can't quite find an opening. He'll sit behind for now. Winty will put the lunge on the inside on the 2 SCRs of Yiffy Yi and Lewis Hamilton. So Lewis Hamilton does remain in this race. Henry Zeyrus right now, though, heavy damage to that Camaro. We'll see if that stays running. Through the hairpin, past the Wall of Champions they go. Still a dominant run by the 2 Mustangs. We see one of the Peugeots gets a piece of the wall back there. How many positions is he going to lose before he gets to the line? Looks like just the 1. Although Bryson Miller, does he get it in time? No, he does not. So Thomas Johnson, despite that hit, holds on to the top 5. Although he might have to take a look at the side of that race car. So we'll take another look back at the replay yet again to see what happened. Another SCR issue here off the line. This has not been the race that they have wanted at all. Yiffy Yi all by himself. You see Henry Zeyrus looks a little bit to the outside. Actually hits Evan Brown a little bit. Hits the inside wall. Hits Hazel Albright. Gets back going. Not the worst off on that. A small incident overall. And all clean through there. We'll go on board with the 01. Not really much that he could have done in that situation at all. Coming out of the stadium section down the first straightaway, you see there goes the 83, and just right into his path. And that puts us under the second caution of the day. No safety cars back at Sebring, and we're already on safety car number 2 in this race, not even 5 laps in. Dear God, help us all. Alrighty, another round of pit stops might be underway. We already know the damage cars are going to have to come on down. We'll see if there'll be any other takers here. No changes up at the front, with the exception of Giorgio Arte gets himself up another place. He might have an opportunity to steal the podium here before this thing is set on. Still a long way to go in this one, too. Only 5 laps in so far. Somehow, Kalen Bevan, despite being involved in that lap 1 chaos, has found himself in the top 10. I don't know how he's managed that, but yet, somehow he's there. We're not going to question it. We're just going to roll with it. So as the field makes their way here to pit road, we'll see who ends up being the takers here. And this time, all the leaders are coming down. It looks like both the Fords, the Peugeot of Thomas Johnson coming on in. A little bit of a stack up entering pit road with the 2 Golden Empire cars there. Everyone making their last second decisions whether or not they want to come down. And it looks like it's going to be a full house on pit lane. I don't think there's going to be much to complain for the 2 interdimensional Fords who are sitting 1-2 right now. See what changes they'll make during this pit stop, whether it be a 2 or a 4 tire call. It's going to be only 2 tires, and Valentino Rossi is going to be the first one out. He will re-inherit the lead. So looks like Interdimensional Racing happy with their changes. Giorgio Arte finds himself up into the podium with a good pit stop there. Bryson Miller P4. Kyle Larson promotes himself to P number 5. Long stop for Thomas Johnson. Looks like that contacted the Wall of Champions a lot harder than we anticipated. He'll come out of pit road, but he's fallen himself way to the back. Hazel Albright out of pit road. Winty Wolf, Ethan Mingalelli, The Orb, Yiffy Yee, and Alexander Gonzalez Green. So that means we should be going back green this time by. It's Valentino Rossi back out front. Hopefully we can get a full green flag lap of racing in this time. That would be really nice. I would very much appreciate that. So 20 cars are in this race of our 21 entrants. Only one retirement so far. I think that was the number 20. Let's take a quick inspection. Nope, it was not the number 20. Was his teammate the number 10? Yes, it was. So it's Oasis Water Fountain who is out of this race. I'm surprised it wasn't Lewis, considering he literally did a barrel roll off the start. But here we are. So pace lights are out. We're going to go green this time by. Valentino Rossi is your leader yet once again. Gustavus Adolphus second, the third. Gustavus Adolphus the second in second. Giorgio Arte third. Bryson Miller P4. And Kyle Larson in P number 5. In fact, outside of the number 14 and the number 24 sitting second and third, the next pro car isn't until Anthony McClure in the Peugeot. So the M class right now, most of that field running up at the front here. Great day for those cars. Pace car is going to come in, restart number 2. Hopefully this one does the job. Valentino Rossi will lead us off just like the start of the race. And we are back underway. Giorgio Arte immediately to the inside. He wants to take this lead away, and this is going to be the battle for the Pro Class lead here into turn number 1 between him and the number 14. Another side-by-side battle. Bryson Miller and Kyle Larson. Larson trying to get the jump on him, but Larson's got to slide wide. Does he hang on to it? Yes, he does. Further back, any more troubles this time? That's how it's even Minglil. He gets loose on corner exit, but he hangs on to it. This is the furthest that we have gotten clean so far. And I might have already spoken too soon. That's one of the Camaros in the wall there. I think that was Evan Brown. He keeps it straight, however, for now. We'll have to see what damage has unfolded with them. Back out front, Gustavus Adolph second has followed down to third. George back in the lead for the Pro Class, but it is Valentino Rossi, the AM car, and the number 46. He out leading this race at the moment. Battle here. This could be for the top 10 between Hamilton and Evan Brown, side by side into the chicane. Hamilton using up a lot of the curb there, but Evan Brown holds firm on the outside. Kalen Bevan with missing a hood. Meanwhile, he wants to get a part of this action. He's got the other Golden Empire car of Hazel Albright diving to the inside, trying to get that move done, and yes, she will. That's another position there for that black and yellow DeWalt Camaro. Ethan Mingalelli, despite his off at the start of this lap, gets it under control. He will hang on in the meanwhile. That's Thomas Johnson way off the pace. Meanwhile, more problems for the Peugeot there, but we stay green in the meanwhile. And for the first time today, we've completed a full lap under green, and it's the number 46 leading this race. More trouble at the back. Evan Brown yet again very squiggly. That causes a bit of a concertina effect down the straightaway. 3 wide almost into turn number 1 for what should be the battle here for 10th. Lewis Hamilton in front. He is a lap down. He's in P19 at the moment, so he's not for position here. Everyone else behind him, an entire gaggle of cars fighting for one spot, and there it finally goes. Hazel Albright gets sideways with contact from AGG and Giffy Yee. Thomas Johnson slides on in there. No caution. We stay green for now. George Uriarte, can he rope in that number 46? I think he's going to have his teammate, though, to worry about. Gustavus Adolphus the second, slowly closing in on that number 24. But up front, everyone starting to spread out. More issues back there. That's Anthony McClure getting off course a little bit, trying to block the number 5 of Larson. AGG, he's going to work his way past Yiffy. That's the battle there for P16, as Winty Wolf sits not too far behind. And the safety car is out. Not quite sure for what. We'll have to take a look. But safety car number 3. We did not make it very far. So down the straightaway we go. Valentino Rossi still leading this race. Into the wall of champions he goes. Good slide through there, and he will take caution number 3 as your leader. George up to P2 after a great restart. That puts him in the lead for the Pro Class. And back under yellow. We'll take a quick look and see what caused it there. Only on lap... We have not even hit lap 10 yet, and we are still having... We were back under safety car for the 3rd time today. Safety car comes out around here. I'm looking at the field now. I'm not quite sure what brought it out. Was it this? Oh, okay. I finally found it. This one was a bit of a tricky one to spot. So Anthony McClure here in the Peugeot. Larson goes around, and then he joins him there. A bit of a confusing incident, because these are 2 completely separate incidents. Well, Larson on the outside, he just loses it, ends up hitting the wall, and then McClure just slides in and joins him. And that brings out the safety car. We saw them banging like this on the broadcast. That contact there and putting each other in the wall is what we saw. Before that was what brought out the yellow. So quite the interesting situation there. And then there's Yiffy Yi's car completely messed up. So it looks like this is going to be the very opposite of Sebring. Last race was kind of a Hongshu me. Today's race is everything is fucked. Just everything about it is fucked. Nothing is going right. I don't think anyone has a clean race car at this point. We are fucked, quite frankly. We'll see who comes in for pit stops here. I think most of every car came in last time. I think just cars that need repairs are going to come in this time around. And no, leaders are going to come back in yet again. But we'll have a new leader, though. A couple of the leader cars have opted to stay out this time, but it's going to be another busy pit stop. Bailey Dog and Bryson Miller, 2 AM cars, they're going to stay out and take the lead here. So the first time today, it is a Dodge out front, unless you count the Peugeots, which actually have not been on front today. So actually, no, I retract that. It is for the first time today a Dodge out front. Good stop by Valentino Rossi, but it's going to be Gustavus Adolphus II, unable to recover that place against George Uriarte. He will hold what's now going to be 5th after this pit cycle due to the 2 other cars staying out. Where are you going? Where are you going? A little excursion for the number 0, I guess. So we will get ready to go back green here shortly. We're going to take a quick break, though. We'll be right back.
Fuck you, Baltimore!
If you're dumb enough to buy a new car this weekend,
You're a big enough schmuck to come to Big Bill Hell's Cars.
bad deal.
Cars that break down.
Thieves.
If you think you're gonna find a bargain at Big Bill,
You can kiss my ass.
it's our belief that you're such a stupid motherfucker.
You'll fall for this bullshit.
Guaranteed.
If you find a better deal,
Shove it up your ugly ass.
you heard us right.
Shove it up your ugly ass.
Bring your tray.
Bring your title.
Bring your wife.
We'll fuck her.
That's right, we'll fuck your wife.
Because at Big Bill Hell,
You're fucked 6 ways from Sunday.
take a hike
to Big Bill Hell.
home of challenge pissing.
That's right.
Challenge pissing.
How does it work?
If you can piss 6 feet in the air straight up and not get wet,
You get no down payment.
don't wait.
Don't delay.
Don't fuck with us or we'll rip your nuts off.
Only at Big Bill Hell.
The only dealer that tells you to fuck off.
Hurry up, asshole.
This event ends the minute after you write us a check.
And it better not bounce or you're a dead motherfucker.
Go to hell.
Big Bill Hell's Cars.
Baltimore's filthiest.
And exclusive home of the meanest sons of bitches in the state of Maryland.
Guaranteed.
$1 million for anyone who can slam dunk in our 7-up hoop. These? Deets nuts. Deets nuts. Deets nuts. Deets nuts aren't nut nuts. Meat nuts. Those are meat nuts. Meat nuts. They're Deets nuts. Grab a handful of Deets nuts.
Welcome back here to Montreal. We're about ready to go back under green here. It is Bryson Miller after the pit cycle who is your new race leader. Him and Bailey Dog, they have opted to not pit. They're going to stay out. With how the race has been going with all the cautions, this might work out for them strategy-wise. We'll have to see how it goes. But a big gamble here by the 2 independent AM cars, the Dodge Challenger and the Ford Mustang, respectively. See Valentino Rossi there in the yellow Mustang in 3rd. He was your leader before this pit cycle. Well, he's going to try and get it back here. Lap number 10 is about to be in the books here on lap number 11. We are back underway here at Montreal. Great start there from the leaders. A little bit more action at the back as Eduardo Gonzalez pokes to the inside, but he'll slot back into line. But it's the Orb on the aggression here, trying to get around LK Waterfountain, but he's going to get the move on Lewis Hamilton, who yet again runs a little bit wide through that opening quarter. SER still struggling in these opening sections. Oh, little bit of contact there between the number 46 and the 24. The two fastest cars today getting into it a little bit here on this restart. And that's for third place at the moment. Kalen Bevan putting an aggressive block on Thomas Johnson a little further back for those latter positions. Back out up front though, it is Valentino Rossi holding off against the number 24. He's got to get Gonzalez Adolfo second back in his crosshairs that he's going to have to try and defend against, though. Great start, though, by the two cars that opted to stay out. What a gap that Bryson Miller has managed to pull off between the rest of the field. This call to stay out might work out well for these two drivers. We'll have to see how it goes. Valentino Rossi sitting here in third. Gustavo Adolfo second. Does he want to try to take P4 away from George Uriarte? He's got a Corvette sandwich right now. You got Eduardo Gonzalez right behind him. In the meanwhile, LK Water Fountain sitting there in the, I want to say that's the 7th place. I'm not exactly quite sure. He got around the orb there off the start. Well, back up to the front here. Opening lap complete. Big slide for Bryson Miller. And that's a big hit into the wall for Valentino Rossi at the Wall of Champions. How badly is that going to impact him? George Uriarte has to check up, and that is Gustavus Adolphus II into the podium places he goes. That gives him the lead back in the pro class. George Uriarte had to slam on the brakes to avoid an incident there with the number 46, and it cost him dearly 2 positions lost in that ordeal. We'll see how that affects the number 46. More trouble at the back. We are still green, but that is the number 11 of Kalen Bevan. Have lots of smoke coming out of that car. Their day is done, and the safety car comes out, and I believe it's for Winty Wolf. Another caution as we hit halfway. A lot happened there in the span of 5 seconds. Kalen Bevan out of this race. Winty Wolf brought out some form of incident that we'll have to check back on once we finish this race back. But Bryson Miller continuing to build that gap. That gap's going to go away now due to the caution. But he has shown that there is a lot of speed behind that Dodge Challenger once he gets into clean air. He's going to have to try to make the most of it here. Gustavus Adolphus second. Worked his way up in the podium place, so that gives him the lead in pro. George Uriarte, though, risking another spot, this time to LK Water Fountain. That's going to be the battle for 6th now. He's going to be able to defend against that number 20, however. As the pace car rolls out, that's the 14 getting into the wall that time. More trouble in the Wall of Champions. Everyone really struggling with that corner today. He'll hold on to third, however, but it is Bryson Miller who gets the race back. We'll take a quick look at what happened. I believe Winty Wolf, based on the speed, is who I think brought out the caution. And yes, it was, and it was for another incident with a Peugeot. Peugeot and SCR not had the days that they have wanted. Coming here into the 4-5 chicane. Gets a really bad exit, gets squirrely on the end, and gets hooked around. But I believe that was Anthony McClure that tagged him. Hooked completely around, gets it back going, no problem. Let's find out and see what happened to Kalen Bevan. Was it an engine failure that took out their car, or was something else afoot? And he was smoking for quite a while before this. Something had gone wrong, and here it was. On the restart, coming here towards turn 5. Oh, I was on the back straightaway. Ooh. And that done it in. It was Ethan Mingalelli, who had some sort of incident. Got on the grass there. Contact with Alexander Gonzalez Green and Kalen Bevan. Another incident where he just has nowhere to go here. He's had quite a lot of those today, and I think that might be the one that finally kills him. See the 33 get wide there, get tagged by the 18, and there goes. Hell of a avoidance there by one of the Peugeots. I think that was Thomas Johnson. And that is the 11 cars day done. We are only halfway through this race. We have to do everything that you've just seen all over again. God help us all. I only had two ad segments made, so we don't have anything else to really go off of here. So we're just gonna have to go with it through the end here. Bryson Miller, that pit call stay out. We see how good that car is in the clean air. That might be the race-winning call if this race maintains like that. Odds are, I think everyone might have one more stop left in them, assuming this race goes green. And he's gonna come. Never mind, they're gonna come in. Everyone else stays out. So Bryson Miller and Bailey Dog relinquish the lead, giving it back to Gustavus Adolphus II. So Bryson Miller got to enjoy a couple laps up at the front, but he will go back to the tail of the field here as they're going to make their way down into pit road. One of the SCR cars has joined him in that fray. That is Lewis Hamilton. Still a couple laps down, but they are doing the best that they can with the situation they got. And we are back to the status quo. A interdimensional racing 1-2. Eduardo Gonzalez right now holds on to the podium positions, and then George Uriarte sitting in P4. Okay, Water Fountain. P5, Anthony McClure is still holding on to the top 10 despite the struggles for Peugeot today. They have done a pretty good job to recoup the damage and still hold on to some pretty good positions to walk home, maintaining the constructors' lead. The Orb, we talked about at the start of the race, back at Sebring, had to start from the back, worked his way to a solid top 10. Already seeing much of the same here. Started back at 17th. He's already in the top 10 here in P7. Alexander Gonzalez Green, P8, and Thomas Johnson, P9, and Evan Brown, last week's AM winner, rounding out the top 10. Still a long way to go in this race. It'll be 9 laps to go when we go back racing, if I'm not mistaken. Hopefully we can get most of those 9 laps under green. I have my doubts, but a man can hope. A man can dream. Alrighty, 9 more laps to go when we go back racing. Pace car lights are out, making our way here to the final chicane. How many more cautions will we have? This is caution number 4. We'll see how farther we have to go. I think we'll end the day at 6 cautions if it maintains at this pace. 6 cautions I think is going to be our ceiling. I believe. Only one way to find out, though. Hopefully, our ceiling will be 4. Again, I have my doubts. Back under green here at Montreal. Good start by the front runners. George Uriarte have to covering off a move from LK Water Fountain in through turn number 2 now. Lot more jumbling further back yet again. Take a look at the SCR cars through this section. We always know something goes wrong with them. For once, I am proven wrong. Good start, good run by both of them here. Through the turns 4 and 5 chicane. George Uriarte runs it really wide. That's a big contact with the wall. Another car back there. That's one of the Peugeots completely stopped. And there's one car around. That is Bryson Miller. Safety car back out again. Kill me, please. For the love of God. Someone... I am in... The definition of insanity is when you do the same thing over and over and over again. I'm stuck in, what was it, Far Cry 3? I'll fucking know. Anyway, moving on. Back to the race back we go. We're the only lap where you can really make up positions, it seems, with how this race has gone. The top four is completely all in their own postcodes. Nothing really can go of there. We could have a fight here for 5th between LK Waterfountain and Anthony McClure. McClure, though, does not make the move through the turn 12 hairpin. Everywhere else is all clear. And then through the final chicane again, and that time that's Gonçalves in second there. This time getting a piece of that wall. Valentino Rossi will retake the lead again, and now we're under caution. Every time we go through that corner, someone somewhere on the grid has an issue, and depending on how this race comes out, it could go down to how you're able to handle the wall of champions that could come down to this race. Honestly, a very fitting reality for this circuit. That is another incident there. We'll take a quick look, try and find what happened there. I feel like we already kind of saw what happened, the snippet, but it wouldn't hurt to really go back and get a full picture of it. Here is Bryson Miller, but I think the main culprit is right up the road here of Thomas Johnson. He's able to get a good exit there out of the stadium section here as he makes his way to the turns 4 and 5 chicane. Hits the curb, slides up into the wall. And there's actually a separate incident that said Bryson around. That was contact with Larson. Another incident of someone getting hooked coming out of that chicane. That's the second time we've seen that happen today. And that is what brings under another yellow. 16 cars remain in this race. A lot of retirements have been the case today. So right now, as we're making our way here towards the latter laps, I think we still have 2 more. I think we have only 1 more caution to worry about if we hit our ceiling. Honestly, looking at it, it's potential there's 7th, although I'm hoping that's not the case. Valentino Rossi and Gustavo Adolfo II, the 2 teammates, have been the dominant cars all day long. We've seen Giorgio Arte up there to scrap with them a little bit. But I would take a mention, the car that we had silently today almost, consistently up there in the mix, is that number 50 on your screen of Eduardo Gonzalez. He has quietly maintained a top 5 pace all day long. Depending on how the end of this race goes, we could see him a factor here come the time we get to the checkered flag. Still a ways to go on that. Pit road's open there. Looks like the only taker is Alexander Gonzalez Green. No real big developments in pit road. So I only had 2 ad segments set up. Considering we have a full pace lap still to go, and I kind of have to use the restroom, I'm going to give you another one of them yet again. So have fun.
Fuck you, Baltimore!
If you're dumb enough to buy a new car this weekend,
You're a big enough schmuck to come to Big Bill Hell's Cars.
bad deal.
Cars that break down.
Thieves.
If you think you're gonna find a bargain at Big Bill,
You can kiss my ass.
it's our belief that you're such a stupid motherfucker.
You'll fall for this bullshit.
Guaranteed.
If you find a better deal,
Shove it up your ugly ass.
you heard us right.
Shove it up your ugly ass.
Bring your tray.
Bring your title.
Bring your wife.
We'll fuck her.
That's right, we'll fuck your wife.
Because at Big Bill Hell,
You're fucked 6 ways from Sunday.
take a hike
to Big Bill Hell.
home of challenge pissing.
That's right.
Challenge pissing.
How does it work?
If you can piss 6 feet in the air straight up and not get wet,
You get no down payment.
don't wait.
Don't delay.
Don't fuck with us or we'll rip your nuts off.
Only at Big Bill Hell.
The only dealer that tells you to fuck off.
Hurry up, asshole.
This event ends the minute after you write us a check.
And it better not bounce or you're a dead motherfucker.
Go to hell.
Big Bill Hell's Cars.
Baltimore's filthiest.
And exclusive home of the meanest sons of bitches in the state of Maryland.
Guaranteed.
$1 million for anyone who can slam dunk in our 7-Up hoop. nuts. These? Deets nuts. Deets are what? Deets nuts. Deets nuts are nut nuts. Meat nuts. Those are meat nuts. Meat nuts. They're deets nuts. Grab a handful of deets nuts. Hey, Chris. How deets nuts taste? Are they delicious? What a fun snack. Deets and Watson. Deets nuts.
Alrighty, welcome back here, coming toward the latter stages of round number 2 at Montreal. It's been there's no real other way to say it. It's been a caution fest, quite frankly. But the end is nearing sight. We are almost there. Maybe about 2 more cautions before we're finally free. Pace car is going to come in. It's Valentino Rossi, your race leader. Gustavus Adolphus second. P number 2, Eduardo Gonzalez P3, George Urete P4. And then LK Waterfountain rounding out the top 5. And we are back under green here. This time it's Gonzalez making the aggressive dive to the inside there. Nothing he can get out of it, though. Battle, though, right there. LK Waterfountain looking to the inside of George Uriarte. The Orbs quietly climbed up his way through the day. He looked to make a move on the Peugeot there, but he's going to have to deal with Evan Brown looking to the inside. However, he was able to defend against that. Back on the move to LK Waterfountain, who goes off the track. Big wobble out of the corner for him. That's Hazel Albright in the back hitting the wall, though, and the Orb gets the job done. Up another position for him. Back to the front of the fight, it's Valentino Rossi, who has left the building. His teammate sitting in second right now, Eduardo Gonzalez third, George Arte fourth, Anthony McClure P5. And safety cars back out again. This time it's Hazel Albright. God, kill me now. Please, please kill me now. The safety cars just refused to come out during testing. I didn't change anything about the safety cars coming out, and now the safety cars are coming out all day long. We'll see if Rossi makes a mistake here coming into the final chicane to give his teammate an opportunity to make a move, because that's really the only opportunity you get an overtake here coming to the yellow flag at this point. Down this long straightaway they go into that final chicane. The Wall of Champions looming there on the right. Looks like both of them get through cleanly, so no position changes will happen there. No position changes in the top 3, in fact. And we are back under yellow. But there was a problem back there. I think George Uriarte might have gotten past by McClure, and yes, he did. And that scrape on the side tells you the whole story. The Wall of Champions got another one. Normally, it's like normally in the F1, when F1 comes here, they'll hype that up a lot, and then nothing ever happens with it. Today, it's the opposite. It just wants everybody dead. So we'll go ahead and take a quick look at the replay to see what happened to Hazel Albright outside of that initial contact. I think we stayed green after that initial hit. I think it's what happened after they brought it out. Anyone take a guess on who the other car involved was? Any takers in the chat? Because I have a. You're probably gonna take a guess. If you said an SER car, congratulations, you win. Hazel Albright, after that contact to the wall, gets clipped by the Corvette, this of Larson. The greatest driver in the world, some say, and by some, I mean frauds. And Hazel Albright gets sent around. They'll make their way out of pit road and continue on. It has been a nightmare scenario for Scuderia Carmona Racing today, to say the least. I think I've said that at least 4 times now. Probably more times than I've said alrighty, according to George. But yeah, it's not been a good day for them. Larson is P14 with a beat-up race car. Lewis is P16 with a beat-up race car and is a lap down. And then Yiffy is dead. He's just dead. He's been dead. Honestly, he's probably the real winner out of this, because that means he doesn't have to do this race anymore. Alright, if anyone is going to pay, this is probably the last time they're gonna do it. It'll be, well, we'll be going over to 3 to go when we go back green. It's currently lap 19 of 23. We'll be starting lap 21 when we go back racing. So yeah, 3 laps to go. If there is one more caution, that will be the caution that ends the race. Which means if anyone has to pit, now's basically your last opportunity. And doesn't look like there's going to be any takers. So everyone stays out. Everyone is good to the end. Not even the cars that were involved in the accident. I mean, Hazel Albright did come in, but that was the last lap to fix some repairs. So they don't really count in this case. So everyone's good to the end. What few that do remain. Hazel Albright in the background coming in one more time for some last-minute repairs. Hopefully all 3 laps can be done under green yet again. Most likely not going to happen. We already know that at this point, let's be honest. But in Valentino Rossi leading the race, I think he's probably won the most laps led at this point. Gustavus Adolphus is second, his teammate in P2. These two started at the front, they've been at the front all day long. No real challenges aside of that. Eduardo Gonzalez has quietly put up a great race today, up to 3rd. Depending on what happens here at the end, he might have an opportunity to bring out a surprise. Anthony McClure's kept that Peugeot running very quickly up all today. He has an opportunity to make it back-to-back for Peugeot if he can get the right start here. Giorgio Arte has fallen down to 5th, has not had a good couple of restarts. They really need to get that 24 under order here if they want to maintain a good finish and avoid another Sebring. The Orb, meanwhile, is having another Sebring. Started 17th this race, up into P6, has an opportunity to get all 3 interdimensional racing cars in the top 5 today. LK Waterfountain running P7. Good day for them. Evan Brown, P8. Wincy Wolf has somehow kept that Corvette in the top 10 despite everything it has gone through, and Bailey Dog rounds out the top 10. Pace lights are out. We're going to go green with 3 laps to go. They have proven to at least get 1 lap done under green without incident. Can they do 2? If they can do 2, that gets us to the white flag. And if we can get to the white flag, we're going to be good. See, this is caution number 6. So we could hit my projected ceiling, or we can go over it with 1 more yellow. That is the situation here. We'll have to find out if that could stay the case. I'm kind of hoping that we don't have any more, so we can get this race over with, because it's been an hour long, mostly of pacing. But what could be the final restart? Well, it is going to be the final restart regardless, because if we get a caution, that will be the race. So, final restart of the day. Pace car has come in and has hit the wall. Even the pace car is having problems today. That is good to know. Valentino Rossi leads us off. 3 more laps to determine who wins this race. Valentino Rossi leads overall and leads in the M class. His teammate right behind him in the number 14 leads in pro. Back underway that they go here. into turn number 2. Single file to the top 5. Big dive by the orb for 5th place. 3 wide with LK Water Fountain poking onto the outside. He falls behind, though. He's going to get a little shake up by Evan Brown. Evan Brown being really aggressive. Now he goes to the inside of the orb for P6 here. That's the Peugeot up ahead that's had some problems. He slides a little bit, collects the 24, but they both keep it straight for now. And that is Anthony McClure holding on to P4. He gets that job done. Further behind, Eduardo Gonzalez looks to the inside of the 14 for second. He gets wobbly. He can't hang on to it. He'll have to hold on to 3rd place. Valentino Rossi, he has left the building. He has held on to the lead. 3-car fight here between Evan Brown, LK Water Fountain, and the Orb. Meanwhile, this is going to be for P6. Evan Brown gets a little bit of the curb there. He hangs on to it. One of the SCR cars are off in the back as they make their way here into the hairpin. The Orb's going to try the outside of LK, but that is going to be Thomas Johnson with a big move on the inside on Winty Wolf. They're going to maintain side by side, though, down the straightaway. Side by side through here, coming to the final chicane. We know how treacherous that's been all today. We see Evan Brown trying to make a slight block. Everyone is pitting! What the fuck is it? Why is everyone pitting now? Sure. Why the fuck not? Big one in the pits, meanwhile. That is one Peugeot up and over. Caution is out. Bailey Dog and Bryson Miller stayed out. They might have just won this race. What the fuck? What? Alright, so pit road battle for 3rd. Who's gonna come out 3rd? This is the race for 3rd you are looking at right now. It is gonna go to Oasis Water Fountain. Or LK Water Fountain, I mean. Good stop there by Anthony McClure. Valentino Rossi comes out 2nd. A little slow stop by the 14. I don't know where anyone's supposed to be, because it depends when. Because if the caution came out while they were coming down pit road, then when Bailey Dog crossed the line, that would call it. That would make those pit stops meaningless, basically. So there's the question now of where everyone is at. We'll let the game sort itself out. Let's take a quick look at what happened. A big one in the pits, of all things, to end this race. I wouldn't have never guessed that it was the pit lane. I don't even know why. I wasn't even expecting them to pit at all. But here we are. So everyone was a last-second dive into the pits. Oh, a hard hit for Thomas Johnson. Both SCR cars are done. There might be a fatality there. That might... I didn't set a plan or anything for drivers to die or pass away in an incident. I might have to make an exception. We might have to add driver fatalities now because... Jesus Christ, ooh, another hard hit for Alexander Gillespie. Everyone took a big lick there. So a heavy incident to end this race. It looks like, from the looks of it... So yeah, it looks like the pit cycle will count towards their positioning. So that does not change. For the few that do remain. And that means here they come into the white flag now. It'll be Bailey Dog who wins this race, and by proxy wins here in the AM class. So I guess her and Bryson's weird pit call worked out in the end. And Anthony McClure, who is running in P5, is the first of the Pro cars. So he will win in Pro. So back-to-back Pro wins for Peugeot. But the dominant cars of today will get no better than 6th out of that due to whatever the fuck the end of this race was. I am kind of at a loss for words right now for what we've seen. Someone is blown up. Someone has blown their engine coming to the end of this race. The race leader, Bailey Dog, has blown their engine. On the final lap, under caution. As if this race couldn't get any more stupid, the race leader has suffered a mechanical failure. We'll see if they can limp it to the line to hold on to the win, but now suddenly the 69 is blowing smoke. Sure, why not? Let's add some more bullshit on top of this. Yeah, Bryson Miller is staying way back. He does not want any of what could be coming out of that 69 right now. He does not want any of the bad luck. So now it might turn, depending on what happens here. If these guys can get up to speed, they're currently losing a little bit of time to the leader. This could become Bryson Miller is our race winner now. It depends on what Bailey Dog does here. I have a suspicion that they're gonna pit. Even though they're coming to the checkered flag, I have a suspicion they're gonna pit, knowing how stupid this AI can be sometimes. But even if they do pit, the gap is big enough. They can probably still win the race. Never mind, Bryson Miller has closed the gap. In fact, they are all losing time to the pace car now. There's a lot happening here at the end. I have no idea at this point. I have no fucking idea. Kill me, God, please kill me. George, you know, Pro Driver won last week, but I get the point. A Pro Driver won overall last weekend, but I understand the sentiment. So, coming to the checkered, Bailey Dog, who is blowing... They're gonna pit, too. They're gonna pit. Hang on. So, drag race to the line. Bryson Miller versus Bailey Dog. Who's gonna get there first? To the line they go. I think Bailey Dog's spot might be before the line. Yes, it is. Bryson Miller is your race winner here at Montreal. They'll take the AM class and the overall win. And the 4th place of Anthony McClure is your winner in Pro. An insane series of events all around. As if this race wasn't enough of a mess, those final 3 laps might go down as some of the dumbest stuff I have ever seen. But despite that, the race is over. Bryson Miller is your winner. What a race. I've lost for words. Hazel Albright, who not 5 laps ago was half a lap down in dead last of the running cars with damage, having to make 2 pit stops. They're kind of come home in 2nd. So, results. Let's take a quick look at the results. Let's see where everyone's officially lapped up. So, Bailey Dog was officially marked as a DNF. They will finish in P12. We have 13, so we'll go with the running cars first. Bryson Miller is your race winner for both overall and AM. Hazel Albright second. LK Waterfountain third. Anthony McClure, your pro winners in 4th. Valentino Rossi 5th. Eduardo Gonzalez P6. Gustavo Adolphus second. P7. Giorgio Arte P8. Evan Brown P9. The Orb P10. And then Winty Wolf P11. Those are our survivors. Bailey Dog, as we've already gone over, they are out of... They blew their engine on the final lap. They finished P12. Alexander Gonzalez Green, Kyle Larson, and Thomas Johnson are all deceased. After that big one in the pit lane, Lewis Hamilton retires on lap retires 16th. Ethan Mingalelli out. Kalen Bevan out. Yifagi out, Yenri Zerus out, and then Oasis Water Fountain is out. So what a weird race this was. But it is going to be Bryson Miller surviving today's race. I don't even think we could say he won. He survived. Half of the field died. He's one of the lucky few. So congratulations to that number 17 team, that independent zombie dodge organization. They have pulled it off here with an impressive victory tonight. For Pro, it's back-to-back wins for the Peugeots. Last week being Thomas Johnson, this week it is Anthony McClure. So, despite the chaos, good start for them. But that is gonna do it for today's race. I thank you all for watching, which I honestly should be doing. I should be apologizing to all of you all for watching, for whatever the fuck this was. As Field comes through the pit lane to close up shop. Next week, let's take a quick look where you here next week for round number 3 of the Trans Am Championship. I thank you all for sitting with me for whatever the hell this mess was, and I will see you then. What do you mean by microphone? Did my mic break? I don't remember hitting a spacebar. I don't know how that happened, but cool. Fuck.